This is the 1077 box magazine. So this inserts into your gun. The real magazine is right here, the rotary magazine that holds your pellets. So we can go over all the moving parts, including parts that no one really talks about. So of course the toggle, everybody knows about this one. It removes a rod that goes through here like an axle. You get 12 shots, and this has a ratcheting system. So let's take a close look at that. So it has a circular ratcheting system, and like a handgun, like a revolver, you have a hand right here, and that moves your ratchet and rotates it left. So let's go ahead and look at that. Now, they designed this so the rod has to be going through your magazine, and you can see that hand slightly move. So let me get a good angle for you. See that? One more time. And that hits your ratchet right here and rotates left. Okay, so let's get that back in there. And it's also important when you're loading this to make sure that it's all the way locked. So let me get a good light on there for you. See that, and you hear it, and you see it flush to the body. Technically, if you kind of just really quick rush it, it's sort of locked there, but you see the small gap, you don't want that. It increases the likelihood of a malfunction. That can do that. So make sure that it's locked. There we go. All right, so it seems like people are afraid to check their ammo count, or they think they're going to break it or something. And you can dry fire it, meaning if you take this out and put it back in without understanding what you're doing. So let's take a look at this. So you can, let's say you go get coffee, you come back, and you're like, oh, I don't have how many shots still got left. Okay, so the way you do that, and okay, let's go ahead and start right here in some blank spots. You can safely turn it to your left and rotate it that way. You won't break the hand or hurt the ratcheting doing that. So okay, so almost there. Okay, here we go. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then the setup to start shooting again. Okay, I got 6 shots. To make sure you don't dry fire and miss a pellet, you go right there on 2 holes. So the way this is engineered, so there's 2 holes there and a crescent right here. Let's go over this. So that crescent, a stem goes through that crescent right here and lines up with your pellet and shoots air through there and shoots your gun. So that's how that works. And so again, let's go ahead and look at that. So you got you got 6 count, you got that. And then you just make sure before you start shooting again, before you put that back into your gun, you see 2 holes there. So let me explain what happens if you don't do that, because right now you're set to go and you won't dry fire or miss a pellet. What happens if you don't do this right or get confused, you just simply don't know. All right, so that's okay. There's a pellet right there, 2 holes showing, but what happens if you feel you're being clever and you have that pellet showing? What happens? There's a hook inside your gun that grabs this part right here. And we'll get into that in another video, what that is. And it grabs this part and rotates your magazine. So take a look from the top and from the back, the most important angle. Okay, so let's go over this. So if you think you're being clever and putting it right there where you can see the pellets, that's what you think you do, you will dry fire, because when you pull your trigger, now watch where that pellet goes. No, it shoots through, goes right by it, and the air, well, potentially in that case, it could be a dry fire, or you are going to dry fire because you skipped a pellet. So the pellet is right here now, and the air just went through there. And so now you say, oh, there it is. No, you pull it again, and where is the pellet now? It's off to the corner, right here. It's right there. And if you pull it again, it is all the way down there. So again, it's not that big of a deal to check your ammo count. If you just are curious, you get distracted, you have to answer your phone or something, check your pellets, get your count, and always remember to start with 2 holes showing. As you see your pellets coming around the corner there, there we go. So let's take a look at that corner right there. So you can see 3. Normally, you're going to see 3 pellets if you have enough ammo in there. So you have them right here. 1, 2, 3, 2 holes showing. Okay, so that's the basics of this, and then your release button, of course. Most people don't talk about this part. So in the next video, we'll get into malfunctions that have to do, well, not that this part's not designed well or anything, but sometimes skirts can fall out, and as it's rotating, remember, there is a stem right here. There's a stem right there. And so what happens is as the skirts fall back, this thing can't rotate. And we'll get into some issues with that in the next video. Okay, thanks.